to start on that end? We're going to start with Shrew.
I'm Shrew. I'm a DJ.
Loading, opposite.
No, you get out of here. This is for DJs. You left. I didn't say anything. I couldn't say anything. My hands were tied. Who's next down there? Oh wait, who was on the end? I saw somebody added on.
I'm Pop Jawas. It's Shrew.
Just names right now.
I'm Kurt Dime. I should have brought more microphones.
I'm DJ Midley. I spin the hard stuff.
I'm not a good. I use my iPod to play music.
I'm Changeling and I play with a garbage disposal.
I'm Hacked.
I'm Seventh Element. I played the piano for 4 minutes on Friday.
I'm Lion Eyes.
You have a microphone right there.
I'm eccentricity. Can I do stuff? Yes.
I'm Cheryl. I play mashup stuff.
I'm Tetsuo the robot and I don't steal people's seats.
I'm Killscreen and I steal people's seats.
I'm One Trick and I stole Tetsuo's $6 million.
And I'm Added as Subtractive. This is the Midwest Brony Fest 2015 Louder, that we're calling it, panel. Welcome everyone. Thank you for being here. So, did the description of this program have a general guide or?
Yeah, give me a second here.
Hold on. Hold on.
We're totally prepared, guys.
All right, DJs and louder. Rested from the previous night's performances, come join our DJs as they share our past experiences and how they got into their chosen profession.
Didn't we do that yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay, so who was at yesterday's panel for the DJs? Only a couple, okay, so that's good. Well, how many of you guys here have been at least to 20 cons? Only 5 of us. How many of you have been to like 5? How many is this your first con ever? Oh, there we go. Hooray. Welcome. How are you enjoying the convention? Very good. Cool. Well, we are a collective of, besides Ponyville FM, we are also all horse music DJs. Or not. I don't know about Tetsuo over here. He won't claim to be, but he'll definitely support the fandom, so that's good.
I'm working for it.
Yeah, see, we got anime shirts. Read ones. Anyway. So, man, how do we start? Past experience? You want to start with past experience? Or do you just want to jump into Q&A? How do you want to?
Well, do we actually want to like go into like how we got into our profession?
Oh God. Yeah, that's a past experience we can share later.
Yeah, I think,
all right, so
let's open up for Q&A because who here was at the Ponyville?
I already asked. Yeah, there were a couple people that
Yeah,
were.
we talked a lot about just like music and stuff in general. Yeah, I want to hear what you guys want to know.
We want to do something fun for this one instead. And if it starts to get wind down, then we can probably segue into something like that. But does anyone have any general questions? Who's at Louder on Friday or Saturday? Everyone? I would hope so. You're here. All right, cool.
That's good.
Very good.
I can't feel my everything.
So we will field questions, or if you have answers for us. We're always looking for answers in life.
42.
Thank you. Channel's over. Thank you.
All right, now it's your time to stroke our egos. Who was your favorite DJ?
One trick, yeah.
That's one of the robots.
All right. Yeah.
Give her a round of applause.
start? Anyone out there? You can ask us anything. We're gonna be silly tonight.
Not necessarily.
It's gonna be.
You can ask us anything. You can
You can't talk about like you can't have our social security number or something. Okay, I saw green first.
How'd you get started? How'd you start?
Oh, we're gonna do this. We said we would do this later, but okay. We can do this quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speed round.
Lightning answers. Okay, 2002 or 2001. I heard an album called "Happy to Be Hardcore" Chapter 6, and I really liked it a lot more because I used to listen to like new metal and country and other stuff like that. So I liked it and I pursued it. There we go.
Well, I've been a musician pretty much my entire life. I grew up playing piano and then went to guitar, and then I messed around on virtual DJ because I was bored and it was free, and then I went, I should go buy a controller, and I just went from there.
I've been a musician for about 30 years now, a little over 30 years, and probably about when I was 16, got snuck into a rave and decided I had to start DJing, and that's pretty much where it started right there.
In around 2009, when I first started in the Coast Guard in San Diego, California, I was like, I want something to do. So I went on Google and I looked for my first DJ teacher named DJ PB Nuts in PB Beach. No, I really didn't. Her name is Laura and her DJ name is DJ PB Nuts. And like, she taught me how to play on techniques, and then what's so funny?
What are techniques? What are techniques?
Techniques.
He's on the
Techniques are
player
the turntable, you Philistine.
Are you serious? Yeah. That's how they're pronounced. Wow. How about that? A bleatin'.
30 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys call yourself DJs.
How's the sync button over there, guys?
Yeah. Then on my first tax refund, I bought a pair of vinyl players. And then I bought my first mixer, and it was a Vestex PMC 06. It was a battle mixer, and 12 tins, pair of 12 tins.
Next. I started like DJing like 2 years ago. I've been doing mashups and stuff since I was like 15 or something like that. So I just decided, why don't I just get a controller and do it live about 2 years ago, and played at shows, and now this is my second con I'm performing at. So.
Alright, well, when I first started DJing, I didn't even like EDM. Hurricane Sandy had hit, and Lunar Radio, already born back there. Lunar Radio was doing a charity drive for it, so I came on air as a push button DJ where you play the whole song, talk in between each song, and play the next one, and then mixing involved. I fell in love with that. I kept doing it. Eventually got into beat matching, started liking EDM, and now I'm, elevated from keyboard and mouse to a nice MSN to playing at cons and with Ponyville at them.
Alright, so I made music for really crappy RPG Maker games in 2006, and I continued to suck at music until 2012, and I haven't DJ'd until yesterday, so I guess I'm a DJ now.
I was always into electronic music, and then in high school I decided, why don't I just pursue this? So I bought myself a set of DJ gear and downloaded FL Studio, and away I went.
Basically, I just went to go. My brother was like really into electronic music, and I was stuck listening to like top 40 like Kanye West stuff, and so it was really a dark time. But so he invited me to go see 12 Planet. He's just like a DJ and producer. So that was my first concert ever, and I just thought it was really fun. So I wanted to DJ.
I was bored. I was bored.
People are boring, so that makes sense.
I got into the DJing and producing of hardcore techno music via a combination of Pink Amina Party and Stockholm Syndrome.
I started raving a while back. I started going to anime conventions. I got fed up with the fact that anime conventions had DJs that were basically people with computer towers tending to a Winamp playlist. So I went out and bought myself a controller with the aim to bring the hype from the raves into the anime convention scene in Ontario, and I succeeded at that. And then Pony Fandom came along, and yeah, so I've been DJing for 5 years because I wanted to bring raves to anime cons.
One time I was at school and this like bunny kitty thing came up to me and was like, I'll grant you one wish. And I was like, screw that, I want 2 wishes. I want money and I want girls. So then he's like, okay, but you have to become a magical DJ. So that happened.
And it still hasn't come true. One day though, I have faith, Drew. It's gonna happen.
I know, I like music. There's a thing to do.
Oh, we're gonna. Okay, so it was weird. Yeah. Hi.
Hi, hello.
Hey,
Hi, thanks.
Someone had a question back there.
I guess I'm so forgetful. I mean, I don't know. I got started DJing because I accidentally got invited to go play Brony Palooza.
All right.
Wow.
Where was the other question?
Accident.
From this side.
It was down back. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
What kind of muffins?
Yeah.
Cupcakes. Because a muffin's just.
Muffins, because
Yeah.
it's more variety.
Well,
You may not like
a
this
muffin
kind
is
of
a bald
but you might
cupcake.
like another kind of muffin. But cupcakes are all the same, so.
I prefer cupcakes because muffins are gross.
if it's a poppy seed muffin, yes. But otherwise, probably usually cupcakes. But I don't like when they have the thicker icing.
I like tacos.
Red velvet cupcakes, though. Red velvet cupcakes, yes. It's 2 more days, and then we can have tacos.
I like muffins because you can get a strawberry fruit explosion muffin at Timmy's in Canada, and they're just the bomb. Plus, as well, muffins actually, provide some good caloric intake.
Can confirm strawberry fruit explosion muffins are the bomb.
Canadians all up in here?
I'm gonna have to agree with additive because, live poppy seed, but if it's not living poppy seed, it's all about cupcakes.
Muffins, definitely, because there's just so many different varieties of muffins. Blueberry's my favorite, so.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
cupcakes are hip now. Like, I'm seeing all these, cupcake a la mode or whatever.
Oh, you've been on Pinterest. Right there.
Okay, for all the musicians, what made you get into producing the style that you produce? Or for the DJs, what made you get to want to spin music that you spin?
I appreciate that you asked the question for the DJs because I know that Tetsuo usually gets mad when no one does that. I think my answer is pretty consistent with my beginning.
I'm going to be the old one here because I was born in the 70s and just say I've always loved disco, so house fits right into that. And it's just an updated version of what I grew up with, and I just love it to death.
When it comes to what I grew up with, ever since I was born, I...
It's like 12 years.
Wait, you were born? I thought you were made.
It's born made, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Actually, does it say similar to Mexico? People lied to me. They said it was made in China. Man. All right, but yeah. When I first started out as a human being, I used to listen to Rush. Like my mom used to listen to like Jodeci and Casey and JoJo, like R&B, hip hop, and all that stuff from the '90s. And my dad used to listen to grunge metal. He used to listen to like progressive and alternative and metal and like old school Black Sabbath and like Iron Maiden. And like I've had a very unique music profile and throughout my life, and I'm just like, anything works for me. Like, that's why I tolerate every single one of you people. Okay, but literally, like, any musician style works for me because of how much like I grew up with different styles of music.
Well, I grew up on hardcore, like rave music and stuff with like Scott Brown and, you know, Hammer and Dougal and all those people. But I mainly spin house music as like, I spin everything, but house is kind of my genre, like tech house and deep house, because it's the easiest thing to spin to get shows that'll make you money. Because there's not, you know, I can't just like go out on the weekend and try and get a gig spinning hardcore rave music. It just doesn't happen. So, yeah, money. That's why I spin house.
Interestingly enough, I grew up only listening to rap music, like for years and years. Once I started getting into electronic music and started producing it, really anything I made was just instant inspiration based. Like if I listen to a song and I'm like, I like that song, I'm gonna make something like it. Not copy it, but like make something like it. As for like DJing, my inspiration for that, my father's a DJ and I've been watching him do it for years and years, and it just kind of, you know, gets passed down naturally. And I just threw in my style of making mashups and mixing stuff, because I just love how two totally different sounds can go together.
That's a hard question for me. It's like asking me why I like the scent of a certain flower. I just do. You know, there's no real rhyme or reason as to why I like electro house or why I like the 175s. I do. Those are the ones that I feel the most comfortable with mixing, the ones I feel most at home with. So, sorry I don't have a more deep answer like these guys, but yeah, I just like it because I like it.
He's deep on the inside, no problem.
Alright, so I make a lot of different genres of music. I change my mind all the time, sometimes mid-song. I think I listened to Weird Al from age 4 until that's I mean, it just okay, there we go. So then, I don't know. What did you say? I pistol whip every genre I do? Is that what you said? If that's what he says about it. You can go anywhere from like, you know, house music to some really angry drum and bass, and then to really depressing post-rock about post-apocalyptic horses, you know, stuff like that. Sorry, generic, vague answer.
I kind of have to go with Ace here. I don't know. I like pretty much any genre of, any like subgenre of electronic music. And just the last couple of years I've really gotten into dubstep and drum step and that kind of like hard, crazy, psychopathic stuff. So, I don't know. I just like the aggressiveness of it and just kind of that sort of thing.
It's loud. Well, first I started off with electro house because I really like that energy, you know. But I sort of found out that I jumped on the dubstep bandwagon with this guy. Well, he was there first though. So, but anything that can really, I think that anything that can like hype me up enough to make me dance around like an idiot is something I can, you know, be on board with. So that's why I stick with it.
Tattoo is pizza.
Don't ever call me pizza. You're a pizza.
I just make and play what I want, you know, the stuff that I like to listen to, house or trap or dubstep or whatever, just work on making that, and that's what I spin, you know. That's my answer.
Man, what a rebel. Shush.
So, as I said, I was big into rave type music way back in the day, which was a lot of hardcore, hard trance, and hardstyle. When I started out DJing, I actually started out DJing like house, 120 BPM stuff, and then I kind of shifted into DJing the magic number. Then I started DJing more hardstyle because a lot of people really liked when I did hardstyle on mixology, and then I'd fallen into gabber because hardstyle wasn't hard enough for me. I needed something that was a faster BPM and had a harder bass line, which was gabber. So I have a feeling in 10 years I'll be DJing extra tone at 1000 BPM. If my progression makes sense.
So yeah, I actually started out doing the EDM stuff, and then once I did get into like the hardcore, it's so different, and once you acclimatize to it, it's pretty fun. So
I really like cute things, and I really like DDR, so I like hardcore. And I like trap because it makes me feel really swag. And I like drum bass because it's really cool.
I know, I tried spinning just about everything from like house to bit of dubstep and stuff. Then when I got to like hardcore and liquid drum bass, I was like, yeah, that's it.
I just kind of spin a little bit of everything, huh? One more what? Okay. Apparently he's calling somebody right now. So I kind of just spin a little bit of everything. I think usually about once every 2 months or so, I just kind of change a genre that I focus on, just kind of stay fresh and different BPMs. So like lately it's really just kind of, I've been leaning towards hardcore, but I'm just getting off a DMB kick, so.
The two questions that you're looking to answer are how you got into DJing and how you got into doing the genre again.
Put on speaker 1 second.
Alright, you're on.
Well, I started back I started making hard rock music. And then as high school went on, the band kind of went their separate ways. My expectations kind of evolved to the more electronic music, the dubstep, workshop and stuff. And I decided just to make some of that. And then got into DJing just progressively. Because who doesn't want to perform their music there?
Illusion Man, you still there?
Our official mascot is.
Okay, cool. Yes.
That was the end of the question.
The other question that was asked was muffins or cupcakes?
Why not both?
The girls left though.
That's DJ Strash, Strash Attack. I'm tired, man. Strack Attack. He is at the airport on his way back to Canada, so I just wanted to call in just so he could be on the panel for like a little bit there. So thanks, Strack.
No problem. Thank you all for having me. It's been so much fun this weekend.
Everyone applause. I'll let you go, man. Have a safe flight.
We'll be receiving your bill.
All right.
Who's next?
Guy in the green actually. No, guy in the green had to. You.
Go in the black.
In the black,
right
yeah.
there.
Yep.
Yeah, you.
Uh-huh.
In the black.
Most like interesting how in any way?
I've got one, and it's not the one you think. We had a DJ set. We had a DJ set with actually the three of us that were right here, and I was running this one and organizing it. There was a fog machine that they were using, and they put out some fog for the Masquerade, which was an anime convention. I went up to the AV guys and I'm like, the amount of fog that you guys put out for the Masquerade, that's fine. So when Shrew starts doing his banging DNB stuff to open up Daki Makarave, they just... Oh, that was Sunder Rave. Daki Makarave's next. Okay. Sunder Rave, for Sunder Rave, they just filled the room with smoke, and halfway, or no, like 17 minutes into Shrew's DNB set, the fire alarms went off. And the funniest thing was because he was DJing drum and bass, the alarm going off I thought it was part of the song, we all did it. And then we see the thing flashing and we're going, oh wait, this is a fire alarm. So I had to, while I was promoting this show, I had to evacuate everyone, take care of everything, and then get everyone back in and restart. So that was probably the most unique and interesting thing that's ever happened to me during a DJ gig. During a rave I was at, we had someone take a dump on the dance floor. Which Crash Override out of Ottawa, it was one of his parties. He can never live that down. People go up to him and be like, so your party didn't go off entirely as planned, but at least no one took a dump on the dance floor.
Hey guys, I gotta peace out. I got a comment to help run, but thank you guys so much for coming out to Louder and coming to this panel, and we really appreciate it.
Good for sales. Yeah, well, I want it.
So
it's out there. We'll be here.
So to answer the
I'm glad
question,
to pay you Tuesday for a cheeseburger today.
so to answer the previous question, I'm going to ask Caleb a question because we can kind of share this thing. Well, it's actually kind of two parts, but it all happened like within minutes of each other. So the first question, Caleb, is can you feel the earthquake?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you tell that one.
Yeah, okay. So, Brony Palooza, 2013? Yeah, 2013. Trip Time and I were playing as Rainbow Unrooted, and we got the crowd jumping so much that the Richter scales went off, and so everybody in Baltimore thought they were having an earthquake. And the speakers that were hanging from the ceilings were going up and down about a foot. And so we were afraid that those things were gonna fall down and crush somebody and kill them. And so we had to run around the stage and go tell everybody, tell everybody not to jump. So it became Please Don't Jump Con. So nobody was allowed to jump. Everybody was just like raising their fists and doing that. It wasn't as fun, but it was kind of funny because we almost killed people with speakers because they were jumping. But yeah, anyway, like that year, Acti came out with a song, first played a song at Climax called Slinker, and in the song it says, "Can you feel the earthquake?" I played that first because it came out like last week, finally, and so that song has been really special to me in Trip Time for a really long time because we started an earthquake. Oh yeah, the phaser that I left on. It's on YouTube. Just go look for it. Brony Palooza 2013. It was like Friday or Saturday. I can't remember. But just look for Rainbow Unrooted set. In the middle of like Love Is in Bloom. My controller that I was using like messed up, and instead of like turning an effect on, it like switched to a different effect, and it switched to the phaser. And so a phaser was left on for about 2 minutes, and we didn't hear it because we were in like a dead spot in the room. We didn't have any monitors or anything, so you just hear for like 2 minutes. And then you see the moment on my face when I realize there's a phaser on. Oh no! How long has that been on?
Is it on?
We on? Okay. The first thing I thought was we had a mosh pit last night.
Yeah.
Slow motion. Who's in the mosh pit? Yes.
Yeah.
We had one at the end of mine, and then we had stuff for him. Be like, Dad, a mosh pit, yo. Yeah. That's what I thought of.
Sure. Entertaining. While I was over at Buck in Manchester, England, I played their national anthem on air horns.
Did anyone else have another one? Not with that Rain, you got a question?
I was gonna ask, what is like the most like exciting thing, like maybe like playing a show or meeting someone that you had an opportunity to do, being a musician?
One of my heroes, Lunacy, played a song of mine on his podcast, and he called it Really Effing Good, and that was like probably my proudest moment so far.
Wait, hold on. See, because like both Scott and I know because he's Ottawa. Now he lives in Ottawa.
He moved from North Carolina?
Yeah, to Ottawa.
I remember in 2012, I basically, the first time I ever heard about BronyCon was I saw it through one of my friends. He said like, look, this cool musicians band poster. It had everybody's OC on it, and I was just like, I want to be on that poster. And 2 years later, I got a call back from a good friend who says, hey, do you want to play Brony Palooza? I immediately threw myself out of the window because of how excited I was. Because I told myself, I'm going to get on that poster. And I did. So that's pretty exciting, I guess. What's talking here, boo-boo? Talking to the mic.
I've met plenty of pretty famous people working with like Disney and all that, growing up in Central Florida and working with the production studio there. But I think the most fun I've actually had is playing with these guys because they're just down to earth. I really love them, and I'm really honored that they wanted me to come here today and play. So thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I love you, Tetsuo.
There's something I want to ask you. Will you marry me?
Well, I think that would be
We gonna marry you before she marries you, boy. I got dibs on her.
Just so
I will be down for that. Because I love you so much.
Just so I can be sure, like, what was the exact wording of the question again?
What's the most exciting thing that's ever happened?
Oh, yeah, I hadn't, this is only my second time performing, so the first time I performed was amazing, because I really, being on stage was a dream for me, so I was really happy to actually be able to get to perform on a stage, and meeting all the other DJs, because, just the year before that, I was in the crowd, and I was like, oh, these people are so awesome, I want to hang out with them. And now I'm up on stage with the likes of freaking Tetsuo and One Trick and all these people I've heard of. Don't get too happy about that. Because just the year before that, I was at Fiesta, I was asking questions to these people, and now I'm up here, and that's I'm still getting used to it, so it's really exciting to actually be able to say, hey, I can be associated with this.
Now you can join the Ponyville FM family.
Yeah. Yes, I will try to join Ponyville FM, so look out for that, guys. Woo! It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna get lots of banging tracks and mashups from time to time.
Well, I don't know. It's a modified question a little. You said, talk about people you've met and celebrations you've been to, or? Well, that one's easy. Because that one's easy, because this is my first time going, on a live stage like this. And it was a lot of fun. But, I used to, go stream conventions, so I never really had time to go on main stage or do anything, sleep, eat, But, I've met a lot of cool people, lots of, course, famous people that, some of the more eccentric fans would, give an arms and meet. And, after meeting all these people, these VAs, I still gotta say that these guys up here are probably the coolest people I can hang out with. So.
You know it. No, I'm the coolest. Just me.
Where's the soft button?
So, at this point, I've been to a lot of these things. It's probably like, technically the 9th convention I performed at, I think. I mean, given it was only for 4 minutes, but you know. So, okay, but no. Probably one of the most interesting moments for me is that so last year I composed this this really long, this post-rock double album I wrote about Fallout Equestria. And so this guy came up to me, he's like, "Oh yeah, dude, I heard your album. It made me cry, dude." I'm like, I didn't know whether to say thank you or I'm sorry. And he's not the only one who said that to me. It makes me really happy that my music has actually made an emotional impact on somebody, you know? Because really, music is just like mental and emotional upchuck for me, so I mean,
I think one moment I had was about 2 years ago. It was one of the writers for the show. Cody, which writer was it? I can't remember what her name was that I did that mashup for. No.
Which convention?
Wasn't a convention, it was just a random thing I did that blew up. Okay, one of the writers, I can't remember her name right now, tweeted out something along the lines of, somebody needs to make a mashup of Bab's Seed and Eye of the Tiger.
No, we don't.
And so I did, and it took me about 2 hours, and I uploaded it and tweeted it at her, and then she retweeted it, and then Dusty Cat retweeted it, and it just exploded, and that was kind of special for me. I don't know. It's kind of funny because you see like my YouTube channel and you see all of the songs I've made and they've got like in the hundreds of views, and then that one has like 1,300. And it's a mashup of 2 songs I didn't make.
Go to work. Cause I got new bitch. Never heard that?
What? Okay, anyway. I have to say my proudest moment was probably actually 2 nights ago for my set, because I'm actually extremely introverted. It's terrifying for me to be in front of people. I mean, I'm over it right now, but 2-3 years ago, I wouldn't even be able to look at people right now, you know? So it's just really awesome to see how far I've come since then, so.
I don't know. Okay, no, you're not in this one anymore, Jim. I was gonna say, I was happy that I met all these losers, but not you. Your pizza.
Your pizza.
It's true. I'm still regretting that.
Hey, you guys want to hear a funny story?
Regret it.
This guy comes to my DJ class. From last year, I used to teach in Sam Ash.
It's funny.
And these 2 nerds right here used to come to my
It's funny because we knew everything he was teaching us.
He didn't teach us anything.
Yeah, I taught us nothing. I taught you everything you know now.
Right.
You were my apprentice.
You taught us how to DJ in 20 minutes.
You taught us how to use Sing.
No, I never taught you how to use Sing.
The flanger.
No, but these 2 used to come to my classes every Saturday morning. And then we would go to Denny's or do something fun of Changeling. And make fun of Changeling, yes, exactly.
All right, it's pretty, I guess, cool when you have people come up to you or PM you and tell you that you're the reason that they're listening to a particular style of music, that you're their introduction, or that you were their inspiration to try and take it up themselves. So I guess that.
Man, some of the most exciting stuff that has happened, I'm just going to drop a whole bunch of stuff right now. When people come up to me on either IRC or anything and they say I'm their inspiration for getting into DJing, and I listen to their DJ stuff and they're actually pretty on point, I'm like, oh man, that's awesome. I'm somehow inspiring people to create DJ stuff. When people come up to me at conventions and they're like, oh my goodness, your set was amazing, especially at this one right here. There was a guy yesterday came up, he was wearing a studded leather jacket, gave me a big hug, was like, I love your stuff, totally killed last night, totally rocked it. And honestly, this entire convention here was probably the most exciting one I've been to, because I've been chatting with a lot of these guys on Skype because we got a big DJ chat going on. It's the first time we've all partied together and met each other, and then just to have my set, which was something that I took a bold move to do. I was trying a whole bunch of new stuff, and the fact that everything I wanted to do went off and went perfectly, and I didn't have any train wrecks during my set, was honestly just exciting. Coming off that set, I was just like, I nailed it, I'm good. So yeah, that's it. That's it.
Oh, my most exciting, I'm actually answering this seriously. My most exciting moments actually kind of, what? Okay, real talk. My most exciting moment's actually almost coming up. I'm a finalist for spinning at this, this convention that was the first convention I ever attended, and it's in my hometown, and has a good chunk of people going and stuff, and it's I feel really, really good about it. So it's gonna be super duper special if I play for that one, since it's the first con that I've ever been to, and yeah, it's really dope. So hope I get it, because if so, I actually don't know what's gonna top that in terms of my next realistic dream game. But yeah.
I know, I think my most exciting time is getting to meet all these nerds that I talk to on a regular basis. As well as people like Blue and Vinny. Because, I met a couple of these people in real life before, mainly Midley, because same city. But then most of them are just they're just text, maybe a face on webcam, but yeah, I explicitly said face. So I know, it's cool to meet people.
I forgot one thing. When Rob Swire tweeted out that he wanted to emulate my hoodie off dance from Fiesta Equestria 2013, that was cool.
Which he still hasn't done.
I know. Rob Swire's from Pendulum.
You should also know
Yeah,
that
when I
Rob
was
Swire's
over the water, because if I knock over that water next to Save Eager, that might be the most exciting part of my career. Probably, I'm gonna start out with most interesting people that I've met. As far as I guess stars that I've met would probably be Sam Vincent, as a matter of fact, in this room. Basically, almost exactly 2 years ago. We were having a dinner, and it was really cool to get to talk with him. Not necessarily about pony stuff, but I just kind of asked him about who he was and certain parts that he's actually played. And he was like, "Oh, Double D was that was basically me as a kid," and that was really interesting and pretty awesome. Other people that I've met would definitely be some of the professionals that work AV and within the fandom and professionally outside the fandom, and actually inspired me to do AV work as a living. So that was really cool. Most interesting or most exciting times DJing and stuff. Honestly, DJing itself is exciting, and there's a ton that, as a matter of fact, yesterday I messed up some lyrics as I was driving home in the car with Caleb last night, and we laughed for 15 minutes over something that wasn't actually that funny, but that was kind of exciting.
Another question? Yeah, was there ever the point? No one told me about this. Of how you ever thought I'm not gonna do this type of music for Brony, for My Little Pony or something like that? And also another part question is, how did you first start creating My Little Pony music into DJing or something like that?
Do you want me to answer this? Yeah, okay. From when I started from Keanu at Canada Gardens from 3 years ago to now, I've probably played a total of 5 pony songs. Seriously. I really support the show and I really support the fandom and the community, but when it comes to pony music, it's pretty rare for me. You would have to, I would listen to it and be like, oh wow. This is actually really great, and I would incorporate it into a set. But I don't like to call it pony music because there's really no significant difference when it comes to dance music and music that's made for the fandom, because it's almost the same thing. It's just one has pony samples in it, you know. So I really think of it as like, you know what I'm saying? All right.
I actually had just been watching the show, and I didn't even know about the community or anything. I was just watching the show, and I heard a really good sample that I wanted to use. And I was already making the music I was at the time, so I put it into the song I was making, and months, maybe weeks or months later, I found out there was an actual community of people that do it regularly, or like make original things based on the show, and I was like, that's pretty cool. Sure. And so then I went through the process of learning more about it, made an alias, and went from there. And so here I am now. But yeah, like it really started off totally innocent. Like I just thought it was a cool show that I wanted to rip a sample from and make a cheeky hardcore track out of.
I found that when the fan music started coming out, that it was a nice diversion from all the other just standard house music that I was playing in techno. So it was actually really refreshing to have something new to play with, and it's super whimsical and fun to play. And just when you're playing, these pony songs, I just they're in my office just bouncing around everywhere, and my whole family thinks I'm ridiculous, but it's just fun to play. So it's really where I come from on that one.
As I said before, everything that I usually work on is like instant inspiration based, and as soon as I saw the show, I was like, I've got to make something about this. So I started off making like Fluttershy tracks and all that, and it's just, as soon as I like saw it, I was like, I need to make something up. And I was happy to see that people were already doing that, because it's fun to do. I don't produce.
Alright, so when I first started watching the Pony Show, I had no idea that there was a music community, like none. So I started doing it just kind of as a joke, and then I found out there was actually a community, and I'm like, oh, I should probably, look this up. So there's this thing called Toast Beard. Does anybody in the crowd know what Toast Beard is? Oh my god, people have heard of it? Holy crap. Okay. For those who don't know, Toast Beard is what's called a compo. It's a composition competition. It's not it's not about winning. It's just about, every week, you make a song for it, and we sit down every Saturday and listen to what people have made. And there's episode responses, or we just make up random concepts about cartoon horses to write music about. So that's kind of what got me into it. And for that reason, because it's every week, I've made well over 100 songs. Some good and some not so. But yes, that is how I got into it.
Yeah, I need to get back on Toast Beard. That's fun. It's so fun. But let's see, how did I get into it? Okay, so the guy who got me into ponies was a musician in the fandom himself, so I kind of got introduced to the pony music at the same time. And at the time I was also getting into making music, and so I started messing with putting pony samples in my songs, and I had fun doing it. I was really inspired by a lot of the pony musicians at the time, so yeah.
My productions are too horrible to release.
I got into the pony stuff just because the whole fandom just bleeds creativity, and I guess it just drew me to it. So, the whole time.
I don't think, I don't really care if it's like pony or anime or like mainstream music. If it's good music, then I'll spin it, but because I'm in this and because I watch anime and stuff, I'm more exposed to that stuff, so I'm more likely to spin that stuff, yeah.
I use the pony samples because I think they're hilarious, and there's a lot you can do with them. I think it's fun, lighthearted, so that's the inspiration.
So I started DJing pony music because I was already DJing in the anime convention scene, and it just seemed like a natural progression as to why I kind of asked about DJing less or producing less. I DJ it less because a lot of the new stuff that comes out isn't mastered properly, so it's hard to mix in with regular stuff. So yeah, that's kind of why I faded out of it.
I don't really make anything specific.
I don't really do anything either, but I got into the fandom basically because of the music, so there's that. But because we were running a little bit low on time, we have time for one more question. I do request.
Or what about a lightning round question? Like we only have like 3 seconds to answer it. 3 seconds. Blue.
Oh, Blue knows. Blue. Let's get all the questions to Blue real quick. Okay, so we can Blue mic.
No. What's your question?
Introduce him first.
Which blue?
That blue.
Reindeer.
Dark blue.
So you want me to answer? You should probably introduce yourself. Oh, yeah.
No.
Okay, hello. My name is Blue Nose Reindeer. I've been making pony music since 2012. Inspiration, I'll answer the question that you were asking earlier about what's your musical inspiration, what got me into it. I randomly came, after I discovered Equestrian Daily, noticed that they were doing those music posts. I started listening to some of the stuff by Mando Pony, and he was like the biggest influence for me. And I was like, oh, if he can do this stuff, I can do it too. I had already been doing a lot of like songwriting already before that, and this show was a really good inspiration, really easy thing to write music off of. So that's what got me into it.
Performed Friday, by the way.
And also acoustic set.
Did I need to say that? No? Okay. As far as like the style of music goes, I do acoustic music. I play with my acoustic guitar. What are you guys giggling about up here? You guys all right? Alright, cool. I like to experiment with multiple styles and play around with that, and that looks fun. And my YouTube, Blue Nose Reindeer, BLUNOSC Reindeer, Blue Nose Reindeer. There's lots of people who misspell it multiple ways, so, but check it out if you want to. Is there anything else I should say?
Cupcakes or muffins?
Cupcakes or muffins? Depends on the time of day. Because like if it's before noon, then it's before noon it's gonna be muffins, but if it's afternoon, then cupcakes.
Good answer. Good answer. Now we got time for one more question, and I request this because we don't have, so we got a lot of people here. Try to ask a question that requires just a one-word answer. Who's got it? I think Blue's got a pretty good question. Light blue.
It'll be a sentence, but I want to know what each of your super magical DJ superpower will be. What color would your outfit be?
Please don't drop the mic.
I would kill people with cuteness and purple.
Light blue, and I would basically make people's eardrums pop with loud bass and kill them.
I don't know. The power to remove stink buns.
Yeah, mine would be destroy them with lasers, and that would be teeth.
Why would you mess up Changeling's career like that?
Mine would be blue, and I don't know the power.
Got him.
So like a DJing specific power, okay, it would probably be like just that I don't need speakers, that sound just comes out of nowhere, and I could be as loud as I want. And my color would be invisible because I can also turn invisible.
I think it'd be really cool to like do a lot of live production stuff, just like whatever comes to mind, and just be able to recreate that on the spot. That'd be dope.
What color?
I think purple. Purple's a good choice.
I want to alienate the crowd here by saying I'd put a banging donk on it. And the color would be shiny silver because I am a pretty princess toaster.
I guess my outfit would be red and blue. I don't really need any superpowers.
Look at the tough guy on campus.
Blue, and my superpower would be unity, bringing people together through music.
I like punching people.
So your superpower is like crying, right?
I would,
Rocket fist.
Yeah, the rocket fist.
Yeah, I would just have more power than usual, and my punches would just hurt more. And my favorite color is yellow.
How about crossfaders that don't wear out?
They get an
Or with
innovator.
grounding, yeah. There you go. And
The power of the innovator.
blue, it's gotta be blue.
So I play a lot of music where the lyrics talk about people flying, so I'd probably just make it so everyone could fly on the dance floor. And probably red, maybe red. Red and gold.
That'd be beautiful. My superpower would be since I would love to be able to play with a band, but I don't know a whole lot of people. I would just like to multiply myself about 4 times, play as a full band myself, and then my nose is blue, so I gotta have complementary colors, so orange.
I actually have a question for everybody. Who's best pony? No. I like super lightning fast. It started from there. All of us, yeah. Right.
Diamond tiara.
Pink pie.
Kim Kardashian.
Jack.
Chrysalis.
Applejack.
Silverhound.
Applejack.
Why is everybody saying Applejack? I said best pony, not best background pony.
Twist. Corey in the house.
Spike.
Expand on Twilight Sparkle Luna. Final scratch.
Mika Yazawa.
Aerial sound waves.
I'm gonna go with Applejack, just despite Tetsuo.
Applejack's the purple one, right?
His actual favorite pony is Rarity, so that's
She's the one that likes diamonds, right? The Applejack? No? No.
Well, they ship it in the show.
They do?
Have you seen Treasure?
No? Okay. I got censored.
Alright, that's it.
Does everybody-
Wait. I got one question. What's your favorite pony radio station?
Ponyville, oh, I was gonna say Sirius Radio.
Everfree Networks.
That's a wrap. Thank you, everyone.
Remember, you can get posters, and if you bring the posters to us, we will sign it if you give us something to sign it with.